a real conversation with my mom. I go, hello? She goes, hey, it's Mom. I go, I know. I have caller ID. She goes, hey, did I tell you about your sister? Yeah, you said she's getting kicked out of her house. Well, she's probably going to have to move. I go, no, Mom, she has to move. She goes, well, I don't know where they're going to go. They can't afford to go anywhere right now. They're probably going to have to move with me. And if they move in with me, I don't have room for their stuff, so their stuff's going to end up in storage. And I've never even had a storage unit. I don't know what that's going to set them back. Well, you know what? We might have had a storage unit when we lived in Illinois. Remember we had that little white house and it had that fence that went around the side? I said, Mom, I was 2. She goes, you wouldn't remember anyways. They just bought a bird feeder. She goes, the birds aren't even eating the food. The squirrels are running up the pole and eating all the food. And I go, Mom. She goes, I'm sorry, I'm just worried about them. I said, they're adults, they'll figure it out. She said, how do you know the squirrels are adults? I go, what are we talking about? Seriously. Calls me up the other day. She says, hey, come over, I need your help with something. I get to her house. She goes, here, the computer. So I go over to the computer, I move the computer, I go, it's working fine. She goes, no, click that. I click it, it's an online dating site for older people. I don't know what it was called. It was like Gray-Haired Love or At Heaven's Gate, I don't remember. She goes, help me set up my profile. I'm like, Mom, I don't want to do this. She said, just do it. Just help me out. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do this, Mom. I don't. Can I just buy you an iPhone? And she's like, just help me set up the okay. So I said, first thing we got to do is we got to get rid of this photo and put up a photo of you. And she said, that is a photo of me. I said, from when? She goes, oh, I don't know, 1962. I said, Mom, you can't put up a photo of you when you were 22. She said, well, I want them to see a nice picture of me. I go, it's in black and white, right? I said, okay, give me a new picture, and then underneath here, we have to put your name. And she was like, no, that's the name. I said, that says Evelyn. My mom's name is Ginger. I said, why does it say Evelyn? She goes, well, I'm not sure if I want to use my real name. And then it hits me. I'm worried about my mom getting catfished. She's the catfisher. My mom is catfishing people. Now I'm afraid she's the prince of Zimbabwe that's been sending me all those emails for all these years, right? I said, let's just go through the questions. Let's start with the questions. I said, question number one. What is the oldest man you're willing to date? She says, I think 85. I said, okay, that's probably all that's left. So I punch in 85. Then she looks at me, she goes, well, I don't want to date anyone too old. I'm like, what is that, 6 more people, right? So I said, what's the youngest person you're willing to date? She goes, I don't know, I'm thinking, what, 30? I go, no, Mom, you can't date somebody 30. She goes, you didn't say who wants to date me, you said who am I willing to date? She goes, I would date a 30. I go, I'm not letting that happen. I'm not gonna be at her house next week and being like, I'm not calling you Dad, Brady. You know what I'm talking about?